Okay, so I've got another article from Slate talking about the virus changing people's work and living locations and causing people to move out of cities. I've been talking about this topic a lot, but I'm sorry, I just find it that interesting. So I'm going to be making another video on an article about it. So here it is. Slate. Will COVID push people out of cities for good? Since the coronavirus shutdowns began in March, everyone's been wondering the same thing. Are city residents really leaving? And if so, are they ever coming back? Eager journalists have rushed to quote suburban real estate brokers, which is like asking Oscar Mayer if people like hot dogs. Local TV is following families out to greener pastures, and Instagram shows a never-ending stream of vacations. To find out how many people have really left, I consulted some experts on cities and suburbs. Emily Badger of the New York Times, Natalie Moore of WEBZ, Chicago, and Amanda Coulson of Harley Bloomberg Businessweek. On Friday's episode of What Next, we talked about who's really moving out of cities, why, and what comes next. This transcript has been condensed for edited clarity. What would be the data or the antidotes you would look for to tell if there really is an exodus going on from cities? I would start looking at vacancy rates for apartments, checking in which apartment buildings with real estate agents to see if people are pulling out of deals for rentals and for home sales or condo sales. I think that would be the first starting point to see if there's any pandemic panic. Right, it's sort of frustrating to ask people to be patient when everyone wants to talk about how the world is fundamentally changing right now, but I think it's going to take a while for us to really sort out whether or not something is happening right now that's fundamentally different from what we've been happening in the past. We definitely know that people have left. We can see it in cell phone data, or you can see it in garbage collection data. It's clear that people have temporarily left, though I don't think we can necessarily translate to these people never coming back again. Has anyone seen signs of cities being flexible, adapting working for people who live there? People are facing eviction when they are losing their jobs, and you have all these other immediate things, and then there are folks who want to talk about urban planning. I look on social media about planning complaining really, really strongly about the lakefront not being open because they want to take walks. And the transportation folks are like, here's our moment to close down streets and it become a carless society. And I don't think that's the message that black neighborhoods in particular want to hear right now. We've been talking a lot over the past couple months about the benefits of cities, the benefits of density, and to some people, that's a conversation about the benefits of having lots of diverse restaurants or having amenities and cultural institutions. But there's the whole other category of benefits, which are things like being really big hospital systems, a lot of beds in ICUs. There's this infrastructure, social service side of things, that we have in cities that a lot of less dense communities don't have. That includes a lot of social services that are designed to support poor, creating a safety net. But those conversations, to come back to Natalie's point, I think are a little bit different from the conversation about whether or not we're giving people access to restaurants on the street right now. It seems like one of the things we're coming around to is that it's kind of a luxury to be able to uproot your life. And even remote work, which is what enables a lot of this conversation about civilization to even happen, is something of a luxury. If it's only the richest urbanites who decide they're going to go to a farmhouse in the mountains for the fall so that they can send their kids to school every day or go for walks and whatnot, why should we care? Does that matter for cities? If in fact there is some exodus of wealthy people, it definitely matters for cities that their tax base is going to be further shrink, on top of the fact that sales taxes have completely disappeared. Cities are going to be in this terrible moment going forward with their budgets, regardless of what happens with these demographic changes. At the very same moment, when there's going to be enormous need for spending on a lot of programs by cities. So simply from the point of view that we would like to spend some of rich people's money on things to benefit everyone, I think we should care whether or not these people leave. The issue of municipal budgets is about to be pretty pressing in the long term. If city schools lose their guidance counselors, if the bus only comes once every 20 minutes, does that weigh on those places' appeal? The idea that you can relocate your way out of problems is false. All types of urbanized area have hard times ahead. I don't think that there's any retreat to some kind of idyllic place that's not going to be affected by this economic crisis. So that's it for the article. They're talking about how people moving out of the city would really impact cities' budgets, which are already being hammered. And if even more rich peoples move out and take their taxes with them, then these cities' budgets are going to lose like a huge majority of their revenue, and they're just going to be unable to finance any services at all. And then with that, the quality of life is going to decline, and that's going to just lead to a spiral of even more people moving out. So these cities are in a really, really bad place right now. And we'll see what happens in the future. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Go to my subscribe start page and join. Like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Hit the notification bell. And share this video with anyone you think might be interested.